Third. Yesterday we were 1-1. We're now on the 1-1 yesterday. We took Baltimore minus 102, which lost. We had Kansas City at plus 195, which won. The downside is I had 2 units on Baltimore, so I lost 2 units basically. I had 1 unit on Kansas City, which paid me basically 2 units, so we ended up pretty much even. We lost a little bit of money, but not like maybe a tenth of maybe a quarter or something like that of the units. So we had a smidge loss, but it was not all bad. It was kind of a break even. When you break even, you're not losing bankroll. It's the good days that build you. The even days don't hurt you. Got to avoid the 0-2s as much as possible, which is hard to do on playing dogs. But here's the thing. Over the last 16 days, I'm 19-12. I have basically played, 26 underdogs and 5 favorites. The 5 favorites are 0-5, which is a remarkable. The favorites are, obviously you take the math, they are 19-7, I believe, which is incredible when you're getting plus money on the dogs. So we're going to stick to dogs. That's what we're going to do today. The Poisson model has Detroit winning. We don't put a lot of weight in that. It's just a reference. The last 10 games, Detroit at 6-4. Those teams are hitting 51% at 20-19 and negative 1.1 units, whereas Oakland you would think would be really bad at 2-8, but those teams are actually hitting 56% over the last 2 weeks at 5-4 and plus 1.2 units. All that to say the last 10 games was pretty much a wash, kind of like the Poisson doesn't matter. Going down the list, home dogs over the last 2 weeks are at 44% at 12-15 and negative 0.46, so basically half a unit. So home dogs are not, even at 44%, aren't really losing money. They're losing half a unit if you want to be, nitpicky about the 2-week period, but it's pretty much a wash. It comes down to pitching. Look at Wentz. This guy's got a whip of 1.68. That's bad. And it shows in the results over the last 2 weeks of analytics at 28% and 10-26 and negative 14 units. You go to Boyle, obviously his sample size is small at 3 innings, but his whip is 1. A strong whip like that is hitting 71% at 34-14 at plus 6.9 units. Detroit is the favorite in terms of looking at the home versus the road. They're 1 game over 500 on the road. Oakland's not even hitting, they're hitting like a third of their games, I guess, at home. So they're not a great team, but we're getting tons of value. If Boyle can just, pitch decently, and he's got the numbers to kind of show he may be able to do it. Whereas Wentz is very likely could blow up. This is a game we're taking the value. We're taking Oakland plus 110. I like the value based on the pitching, based on the splits, based on the analytics that I've run. The predictive confidence at 41 over 0 screams take the value as well. So 2 units on Oakland plus 110. Roll down to our next game. We have Pittsburgh. This game's a little tighter. The predictive confidence is at 31 over 22, so it's only plus 9% difference. But you're getting plus 120 with a higher confidence. The Poisson thinks this game is so close it can't tell you who's going to win. It knows they're pretty much looking for a tie, which they don't have ties, but it's going to be close. Go a little deeper into this. The last 10 games, you say, wow, Pittsburgh at 7-3. What does that mean? Last 2 weeks, 59% win percentage at 13-19 and plus 0.84 units. Whereas Cincy at 5-5, as at 51% at 20-19 and negative 1.1 units, you've got a small advantage on the last 10 games on Pittsburgh. Go down to the split percentages. 43% of the split is hitting 55% over the last 2 weeks at 12-10 and plus 2.4 units. Another positive sign for Pittsburgh. Road dogs are only hitting 36% over the last 2 weeks at 23-41 and negative 8.4 units, so that is a little bit of a red flag, but we still see value, and I'll show you why. The pitching. Falter has a 1.32 whip. Those are hitting 47% at 16-18 and negative 3.4 units. Phillips falls into a different category because the 1.31 number is the tier where it kind of separates from the low tier to the mid tier. Phillips falls into the low tier, which is a good thing. The lower whip, which is 71% at 34-14 at plus 6.9 units. I will not let that bother me because a 1.32 versus a 1.28 is so close that it's pretty much a wash. I'm not going to go too deep into analytics on that. I'll call that even. You go to the ERAs, you got Phillips at 5.74, Falter at 4.58. Both are in the high tier, over 4.5 ERA, which is hitting like 38%. So there's tremendous value in Pittsburgh. We're putting 2 units on Pittsburgh. We're putting 2 units on Oakland. People think those are insane maybe because you're playing these large underdogs. This is baseball. 79-76 versus 73-81. These teams are not much difference. pitching indicates we've got a little bit of a tie. Last 10, Pittsburgh has played better. I'll take the plus money. I will buy the value. If we hit 1 out of 2, we're making money. If we hit 2 out of 2, we're ecstatic. So let's jump on both these games for 2 units. Let's keep building our bankroll, and let's keep going. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.